Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity character showcase, and today we're going to be looking at Master Koga, another boss from Breath of the Wild, but this time he's here as a playable ally, and one of the strangest, I know I say this a lot, but Koga really does stand out in having one of the most bizarre gimmicks in the entire game, and that is his tantrum ability. Underneath the special bar you see in the top left corner of the screen is there's a little meter that you can build up with each of the combos that you do, and other actions. I believe doing the stasis, it is uncancelable. You will see the entire stasis animation, which does build up the tantrum meter as well. But essentially the whole point of the tantrum meter is that it builds up and it fuels a beam that you can fire from Koga's antenna, I believe. It's like a Captain Olimar kind of thing that he has going on here. But yeah, the whole point about Koga is that you build up the meter, but the moment the meter gets maxed out, you will go into a slow-mo state, which you would then use a unique action. You would use the unique action to release all of that tantrum energy. It's very, very important that you do so, because when that beam is out, you're going to not only knock back any of the enemies, but you'll also put them into a weak point gauge state. When that happens, you will essentially do a lot of damage to a large area of effects for the entire duration, and you will eat through weak point gauge really quickly, even on the highest difficulties. Building up the tantrum gauge is fairly straightforward, so is managing it. If you find that you're capping, but then you want to be able to finish combos, what you can do is do a ending strong attack. You will summon some ninjas and eat a banana, and then it will be in a state where it can still build up, but it won't go over the cap. So yeah, that's kind of one thing that you want to consider even before you do a combo, since all the ninjas that you summon do a fair amount of damage on their own. It is a very good way to get some extra damage on the weak point gauge, get as much damage as you can, and then when the enemy leaves the weak point gauge, then you can bring it right back out again with the beam, assuming that it's all filled out. There is a bit of management involved, but it's fairly straightforward once you get used to using him for a couple of maps. So, in terms of the combos that Master Koga has, the first thing you'll want to point out is going to be his combos 3 and 4. The combo 3 and 4 tend to be his most useful ones. Sorry, the 3, 4, and 5. Mostly the 4 and 5 in my experience, though. I believe the combo 5 is a fairly decent wave clear. You just roll around in a ball, and this goes on for quite a bit. You can keep on going. And then when you decide to let go, or when you reach the third stage, you can let Master Koga fall off. It goes in 3 stages. The first ball, it does a fair amount of tantrum buildup. The second one is even more tantrum. And then the final form of the ball will give you a full tantrum, so that'll be very, very useful. The hit of the ball themselves will also put your enemies in a weak point gauge state as well. He is vulnerable the entire time. Similarly to Zant from Twilight Princess, you have to be very mindful about from Hyrule Warriors 1, sorry, you need to be very mindful about those animations, but for the most part, the ball is very good for just getting around the map, clearing out enemies, but also there is the combo 3, so the 2 regular attacks. Combo 3, keep on hitting that strong attack, and you will pretty much just cart around the entire time. However, you are still vulnerable to attack, as you saw just there, but it's a good way of getting around, again, just getting smaller enemies, building up that special, giving yourself some momentum. Like with every character, he benefits from having special built up fairly quickly, so that you can always have the final say, you can always find ways to set up all of your offense with the different combos, building up the tantrum, and so forth. So, the other thing about Koga I want to point out is going to be his combo 4. Combo 4, this is probably the best one overall when you're taking on singular enemies. The reason why you want to make use of this one is simply because it hits so many times and does, when the combo finishes, you're going to have just under full. But the thing is, though, you are in the threshold where you can manually release it, so that will put you in a state where, again, you're in a very comfortable position to fire off the meter, even if it isn't enough, the combo isn't in and of itself not enough to break the weak point gauges. That's all that really can be said, I think. A couple of other things I want to point out. His stasis, like I mentioned, you can't cancel out of it. You're not going to use stasis as much with Koga with every other character in the game, or most of the other characters in the game. It's definitely his least useful option. You mainly want to preserve it for when the enemies prompt you to use it, if even for that. But his bombs are actually quite good. If you find a bomb prompt, then it is one of the best options. Very similar to Terako, where using a bomb is going to hit so many times that it should outright break the weak point gauge just by virtue of all the hits that it does. Koga is a very exciting character to use. The constant management is something that some people might be interested in. There's so much momentum that goes into this character, and you have to be very, very mindful of how you manage all of that tantrum. And you can, if used properly, do quite a bit with it as well. The good thing about the beam is that you'll be wanting to use this as often as possible. The reason why is because not only does it clear out large area of effects, it will break multiple gauges if you find yourself up against multiple large enemies, and if you can break 2 or multiple gauges with this beam, then one weak point gauge smash will be able to hit both of them simultaneously. The other thing too is that you are completely invincible for the entire duration of the beam attack, so that's something that you'll want to look out for as well. That's all that can really be said. I'm going to go ahead and switch over now, show you guys, demonstrate what exactly he's made of. He's a really fun character and something that shouldn't be overlooked, so here we go. See if I can find it. Yes, here we go. Alright, so we're going to start things off with the Master Koga Chronicles. I love this. It's called the Master Koga Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so yeah, starting things off with Koga here. Again, just double check. Yep. And yeah, the Master Koga Chronicles is really interesting because they're going to be pitting us against quite a few large enemies, and then of course there is the standard map setting of capturing the outposts. But the nice thing about this one too is that there are at least 2 scenarios where we're going to be fighting against 2 enemies at once. So yeah, I think that'll be the best way to showcase just how potent the beam ability that he has is. So here we go. Now, first things first, taking on a Guardian, like usual, you'll want to take advantage of any basic combo. The thing about, again, I've mentioned this before. Oh, I should probably point it out. Usually before a map, I always show this, but this is the weapon that I use. And this is probably my strongest weapon, which is surprising because I don't use Koga as often as all the other characters that have significantly weaker weapons. But generally, special attack charge rates is the way to go. Strong attack damage, those were incidental. There's nothing wrong with having that, but the thing about Koga is that he doesn't need attack speed at all, simply because all of his abilities are there simply to build up the tantrum. I mean, the argument could be made that having higher attack speed would help build up tantrum a little bit more reliably and faster, but I mean, if you get the combo out, then it really shouldn't matter. And of course, the special attack charge rates is great just because that large area of effect, if you can beam and hit so many people at once, it's going to be like incidental bars of special that you'll be seeing here. But anyways, we are going to start things off. I mentioned earlier that the combo 3 is a fair amount of wave clear. I have no choice but to use the stasis in this scenario. So here we go. Fairly decent stuff. I should mention for anyone, if this just so happens to be like the first video that you ever see me do, the thing about weak point gauge break setups is that Koga doesn't need any. And the way that it works with Age of Calamity is that you don't need to worry too much about combo setups, because what's more important is going to be, oh, whoa, I messed up. I was so busy thinking about what I was going to say. Hang on a second, let me just take care of this Lionel. The point is that the higher damage that you have on your weapon, the more reliably you can break weak point gauge. It is a thing that is directly intrinsic to that. So, for the most part, just doing a combo 4 or a combo 5 is going to be all you need. Oh, this is a disaster already. Alright, here we go. Gotta focus. The initial hits of the combo 5 are going to build up meter 2. And the moment it finishes, you will be capped off, and it's more than enough to get things started. Okay, we've made a couple of mistakes getting hit, but hopefully this should be enough to kill, and if not, see if we can quickly get this out. Nah, never mind. Maybe attack speed would be a good idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, the initial, like, flurry rush that Koga does with the clone, it actually will interrupt the abilities of the enemy. It has to come out a little bit faster, but if you get it out in time against slower enemies, you can reliably lock them down. And like I said, there is the incidental meter buildup. Quickly just build up some meter here. with a combo 3. And bomb. Bomb prompts you always want to go for as playing as Koga. The initial... So basically that attack with the combo 5... Sorry, not the combo 5. The combo 4 is that's the one that builds up the meter, or sorry, exposes the weak point gauge, but it also does a fair amount to the weak point gauge in and of itself if it's already exposed. The combo 5 is also very good for breaking up the crowds, building yourself up some meter that way. So he doesn't want for wave clear that much either. There we go. This should be enough. Yep. Even if I couldn't do enough damage to break the weak point gauge, by the time that combo finishes, I would be able to just fire off the beam. You build the beam so fast that you don't need to worry about it as much. You have to worry about managing it or saving it because all it takes is one combo. Okay, I know that this garden's gonna be running away a bit. Maybe get another banana. Okay, here we go, another combo 4. Oh yeah, also the other thing too is that if you can time it properly, I don't know the specific timing, but if you press the right trigger during the combo 4 when you're being spun around by the clone, if you press it at the right time, you'll actually teleport a safe distance, prime for doing the weak point gauge beam. Or, yeah, like prime for doing the beam itself, so that's something very important to note, too. He's a fairly easy character. You don't have to worry too much about the technical aspects of him. All you have to do is just get that combo, build up that special meter, and by special I mean the tantrum. Can I interrupt in time? Nah, doesn't need to, he's too strong. This weapon's too powerful. We need higher difficulties in this game. We have 6 minutes to spare, but I want to take care of this outlier first at the north. Block. Okay, so as you can see, the meter, the tantrum meter, is almost completely full. And what I could do is... Yeah, let's eat a banana first. And then go for some damage. Oh wait, no, there's 2 people here. Okay, wait, I can do this. I can facilitate something, just line them up. Then beam. It is possible, I mentioned earlier that you can wait for the game to go into slow-mo and then you have a chance to fire off the beam before making a mistake. But I don't like to rely on that too much simply because it does break up the momentum. But I believe you are completely invincible for the duration of that anyways. Here we go. Okay, wait. Make the large ball. Keep moving it to the side. Yes! Can I hit? How many can I hit? Wait, get those ones? No, wait! Oh, it wasn't... Wait, bombs? Get that last few? And weak point gauge. Hopefully I got both of them. This could be amazing if it works. It worked. Okay. Never mind. Task failed successfully. Oh boy, that was almost clever though. That was almost clever. Okay, what we're gonna do is, should we retry that? Otherwise, I think that went pretty well. And also, you know, okay, we're gonna restart the battle. I know that it is kind of searching for time, but I want to restart the battle and see if I can do it a little bit more cleaner because I know I made a lot of mistakes early on the map. So how about we restart? And yeah, okay. Let's pad this out. Okay, again, typical dodge. Do a regular combo. Oh, that was pretty, that was, fairly clever. I thought of that on the spot, just there. Basically what I did is that I wanted to break both gauges, and because you're Koga, you have the ability to do that. That's always an option. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Gonna jump up in the air, gotta dodge this, then retaliate with a regular combo 4. The combo 4 is going to be the go-to, because like I said, by the time this combo is done, assuming you don't get hit partway through, But and even then, even if you dodge halfway through, just go back and do another combo 4, build up that last of that meter, and then get going. Just as I was complaining that these maps weren't hard enough, there I go, just dying on screen. I guess we're gonna say that. I don't see why not. Actually, no. Let's go for a combo 3 at the time. Combo 3. The nice thing about the combo 3 is that it doesn't build up any tantrum whatsoever, and it does put you into positions that, since you're mashing the strong attack button anyway, you're mashing the strong attack, you're going to be using the banana. Here we go. How did that not? Oh, wait. I was kind of hoping that the combo 4 would have been able to expose weak point. Ah, that was my bad. That's okay. Easily punished. You're not, like I said, you won't be using stasis as much, but for all the other glyphs that he has, you can use them. And again, it's just free weak point gauge. There should be a Fire Guardian appearing, yeah? Yeah, okay, yeah, never mind. I take back what I said about attack speed not being that useful. Again, just build it up. Not even paying attention to the Lionel at that point. We're just keeping an eye on that meter, making sure we have enough. Okay, why isn't there no Fire Guardian? There should have been one. Unless the game saw that I lost earlier and they just felt sorry for me. Okay, so for this next one, yeah, like I remember that the last run that we did on this map was fairly quick because I just had to burn the special. And the special puts you in prime position for doing a combo 4 as well. There we go. And then, after we clear this out, let's just make our way down. We might as well clear everyone, and if it really comes down to it, I do have several food items that I can consume. Oh, actually, in order to speed things up, just delete them. Because I know that this guy's going to keep on running away from us. Okay, there we go. Full, or almost full tantrum mode. Actually, can I just quickly build a meter here? No, never mind, I ran. That's kind of the one issue that I take with this, is that the dash attack, or the dashing strong attack, might end up coming out if you're too quick trying to eat a banana. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. I wonder how much damage the stasis will do here. I feel like it should do at least half. Nope, it's useless. It's useless. See if we can get that other Guardian. Yes, and this is going to hit both of them. As long as you hit, as long as you break 2 of the weak point gauges, it's going to hit all of them. Everyone whose weak point gauge is broken, your 1 weak point gauge smash action is going to hit them all. I thought I blocked that. Okay, well, I'm going to block this. There we go. Okay, look at that. Look at that visual treat that is the clipping in this game. Oh, lovely. Now, like with last time, something I could consider doing. We can eat a banana. Wait a minute. I have an idea. We can eat a banana and then build up the tantrum this way. And that should be enough. Yes, kind of. Hopefully this should reach. Yeah? Are we gonna see it? Oh yeah, okay. I was just thinking to myself, okay. So what I did there was I ate a banana, built up the tantrum. We might as well do this now, actually. Why not? Different style of play than we're used to seeing. He's gonna try to stomp us, but we're gonna just shoot a giant laser beam. We're not far enough in to hit the other Electric Guardian, though. But that's okay. We have plenty of time. And there was a Guardian Scout that we can easily address, but I don't know if this is enough to kill the Guardian Scout outright. But the it's a combo 4. That is 3 attacks followed by a strong attack. So that should be good, and all that's left for us is to fight against the Lionel. Let's try doing a combo 5 this time. This is probably poorly advised, but we're here now. Okay. Built up a fair amount of meter. This should be enough to seal the deal on the Lionel, if we play our cards properly. What I'm going to do is that the moment this finishes, I'm going to rush up to him, corner him, hit him with another special. And again, this puts us into prime position. Just teleport it out of the way. Should be good. This should be enough to KO? Yes! So like I mentioned earlier in the video, but I wasn't particularly clear, partially because it's hard for me to pinpoint the actual timing, but if you press the right trigger at the right time during the combo 4 while you're spinning, you should be able to teleport into a specific range. So luckily that actually took us out of the direction of the Lionel's attack was when he showed the Cryonis glyph prompt. But yeah, that is basically Koga, you guys. A very fascinating character, one where you have to keep an eye on that little tantrum meter that he has. You can manage it every which way, but then as you unlock more upgrades for this character, you're going to find that the act of managing that meter and building it up can be very reliable. And then if you see that there's a part of the map that has multiple large target enemies, like multiple Stalmoblins or multiple Hinoxes, making use of that beam will go a long way in making that a little bit more manageable. Other than that, you guys, thank you very, very much for watching the Master Koga Chronicles, and as usual, I will see you guys next time as we continue to count down for the rest of the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity roster. But until then, see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.